Tina VanDerwerker with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Today I'm going to be talking to Jermy Sporbeck from Trail-Based Tree Service. So it'll be interesting to see what he has to say about the tree business. Hi, this is Tina VanDerwerker from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I'm here with Jermy Sporbeck from Trail-Based Tree Service. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for meeting with me and kind of talking about your business. So just kind of tell me, how did you get started and what made you go into trees?
So it's a bit of a long story. We started down in Connecticut, and I started getting into tree work when I was pretty young, about I'd say 2014, 2015. And to be honest, it was a Craigslist find.
Okay.
And I didn't know really where I was going, what I wanted to do. I was traveling a lot, and a buddy of mine recommended that I like to hike a lot, and I should look into arboriculture and the science of trees and tree service. And so a buddy of mine, Isaac, I owe a lot to him. He got me started and got me in with a residential company, and it kind of got me to learn a lot of different aspects of the residential side of things. And I realized that it wasn't all just lumberjacks out in the woods cutting trees down and milling them for logs. There was a science behind it. There were ornamental shrubs, plantings, and large trees. And there was climbing, there was bucket work, there were plant health care. There was a number of different things that you can educate yourself on. And for me, it was an opportunity that seemed like it could never end. And if anybody ever got to know me, they would understand that I've dipped my toes in quite a few different activities as far as my hobbies of, mountain biking, hiking, skateboarding, creating art, and photography. So there was a number of things that kind of tree work covered every ground. And as I got a little bit older, I took a break and I decided to travel a bit more and broaden my horizons and see where life kind of took me. And it brought me upstate New York, home of the Adirondacks.
Oh, so yeah, it's a great place for trees.
That's right. So the hiking was incredible, and I had found myself finding more opportunities to do tree work on a much higher level. And I got involved with a utility company and started doing work around high tension power lines, and they offered me more education through them. And once I started realizing that I was plateauing and wanted to branch out a little bit more, I decided it was time for me to start my own business.
Okay.
I met my wife. We settled down right here in the home of Rotterdam, and Schenectady County has been great to us, and we absolutely love it here. The community's been very inviting as far as a local business, a small business owner. I've had a sign out in my front yard, and I've even had neighbors directly across the street call me up and say, been looking for a tree guy for a very long time. Just so happens one moved in right across the street from us.
Yeah.
So, we love working with other business owners in the area, and one hand washes the other. And we do a little bit of marketing. My wife is a graphic designer, and she's been helping a lot with the marketing, the logos, and promotional work to try to keep us on a competitive basis with marketing around other companies in the area that it may be more established, and that's been working great. And the word of mouth has been impeccable. I mean, it's one thing to have the marketing, but when you work hard and you put your best foot forward and you take pride in your work and you produce the work that you would expect somebody to do at your own house, the word of mouth speaks volumes, and there's no marketing out there that can beat that.
No, definitely. The referral source is the best thing that you can have, because that shows that you've done a good job and somebody was happy with your work and they're willing to pass your name on to somebody else. So yeah, that is better than any
it's coming
ad
from
or
something
anything.
you trust. And what else could you want when you're dealing with people and trees? You want somebody that you know, somebody that you can trust, and somebody that's willing to build a trustworthy relationship with you, because it's a dangerous job. And most of the time it's things that involve your home and your family and whatever helps you sleep at night. So, you know, we always make sure to take care of people as if they were part of our family, and make sure that they're getting the best possible service that we can offer. You know.
So you said like you've been able to get some word of mouth, and you know, a lot of people have kind of recommended you. Was it hard to get started? Did it take you a little bit of time, or like how long have you been doing it on your own?
So once I moved up here, we started living in Troy, and there wasn't an incredible amount of rock solid competition at the time. We were just getting started, and there was a few other names going around that were a bit competitive with what we were trying to bring to the table, and it was very slow at the beginning. I mean, being from Connecticut and having done some work down there for our business, and then moving everything up here was kind of hard. We were still trying to find where our home was, and where we best fit in with the correct community. And it was a little bumpy at first, but with every business, no matter what it is that you're gonna do, if you don't put your heart and soul into it, and you don't understand that things aren't gonna come overnight, especially with this industry, there's an incredible amount of overhead that needs to be cleared to have the big fancy equipment. And you know, you start with the little things, the PPE, the safety, the hard hats, the chaps, you know, you work your way up. Got a truck, got a trailer, got a chipper, and little by little, as that started to progress, our family started to grow, and we needed to find another place where the business could grow as well. So ending up in the Scotia, Glenville, Schenectady County area, in more of a residential area rather than an inner city area, became more of a hub for us. And with that being possible, it allowed us to gain the friendship of our neighbors, and getting recommendations for different restaurants, or the local favorite diner, which we love. Redwood Diner has been great to us. We just had our tabletops installed there, which has been amazing. The logos and the tables came out great. But it was rough for a little bit. Wondering if, you know, is the business gonna make it through the winter? You know, was this worth putting money into? And you know, it took some time to get comfortable with. I work a full-time job still during the week, and I run my business on the weekends. You know, so it's something that doesn't stop. It's like a revolving door, and I feel the more I manifest it and the more I keep things in motion, the more things will come. And if I stay on top of things and I answer the phone and I show up for my appointments, I might lose a little sleep over it, but it will pay off in the long run. And
because there's a lot of, I mean, we've tried many different contractors of many different kinds, and either they don't get back to you, or they take forever to get back to you, or they don't give you an estimate, you know. So just by answering your phone and showing up, you've knocked out like half your competition.
It's the simplest form of appreciation. 100%.
Sure.
I mean, we all deal with it in different forms, you know. So, you know, that's the biggest thing, is being there for your customers. If they're reaching out to you and you're a growing business, the best thing you can possibly do for yourself is to answer the phone. Make yourself known that you want to be in business. That it's not always about the money, but we own businesses. Money is how we survive. And luckily my money grows on trees. You know,
that should be your slogan. I love that.
But you know, it's not always about the money though. Sometimes it's just about, you know, taking care of people and making sure that they have a safe place to call their home. And you know, there's not very many capable people that can do the work and do it the right way and do it safely.
That is absolutely true.
So, but no, we love being here. We love being a part of the community. Looking forward to being part of it even more. And looking forward to what the future is going to bring.
Yeah.
For sure.
So do you, kind of what goals, like, how is your business doing now, and then kind of where do you see yourself in the next year or two or whatever?
Kind of have a short-term plan, and then I have a long-term plan. Right now, I've been investing in some newer equipment, trying to move some more money around and see what's going to best work for our company and what's within our budget at the moment. And it's tough because, again, the equipment is expensive. And
yeah, so I was thinking when you said earlier, like, do you partner with people initially to say, okay, can I use your truck? Or
no, not typically.
How do you, because you can't obviously just all of a sudden buy a bucket truck.
Sometimes it's tough because you're stuck between that margin of, do I take out a loan? But then you're worried about the winters. Will the winters slow down? Will I be able to afford $2,000 a month just for a payment, but not including insurance.
Right.
So I try to do my jobs as best I can, pay the guys that do work for me. Mm-hmm. They throw me a bone every once in a while, and everybody that has been there to help and help my business grow has been extremely appreciative, extremely grateful, extremely helpful. They've taught me things, we've taught each other things. Sure. And a lot of them do believe in my business growing, and it's interesting to see because some of us come from the same background, and some of them say, you're really doing it, and you're showing up a lot of people that doubted you, and you should just keep it up. So really the short term is, maybe to get a little bit better system with the transportation of my equipment, and working on that right now. So I'm hoping by the beginning of next year we'll have some new vehicles. Okay. But in the 5-year plan, we'd like to grow. We'd like to start bringing more people on full time, offering those correct benefits for health insurance, dental, maybe 401ks and stuff like that, and really offer a competitive wage system, since I'm now at a point where I can understand and appreciate that there's so much money coming in, and there's never been that much money going out. And I always was a big believer that if you treat your guys appropriately for the hard work that they produce, they'll work for you forever. Or they'll work with you. They're not working for you at that point.
Yeah.
They want your business to be as successful as it can be, because it's only going to bring them more growth.
Right. If they can get the buy-in, then they'll be willing to work hard for you and for them, and they can see that you're helping them grow just like they're helping you grow. So that's where they see the benefit. So for sure. Yeah.
So that's kind of the main goal, is just to do things legitimate, do things the right way. When you cut corners, especially in this line of work, bad things can happen.
Oh, absolutely.
I put my values heavily on transparency in the industry, because there's a lot of people that are money hungry and they don't want people to do things a certain way. They want them to do it the way that they want it done. Yeah. And unfortunately, this is an industry where we're supposed to be in the care of trees. Mm-hmm. It's not always just about the money and the removal of trees.
Yeah.
And honesty takes a big role in that, and being fair.
Yeah.
And that goes a long way.
So do you sometimes tell people not to remove a tree?
All the time.
Really?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time, because there are many options. I mean, we offer a number of different services. We do cabling, we do bracing, reduction work, pruning, dead wood removals, canopy reductions. We'll do a canopy raise. A lot of people come out, and the worst part is a lot of people are uneducated, and it's understandable.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a homeowner that has lived in their house for 15, 20 years and never done anything to their trees.
Right.
Mainly due to the cost that it's expensive. And any quote they've probably ever gotten was uneducated, straight to the removals, and straight to the dollar amount. Right. And there was a lot of people that I have run into in this area that have expressed that gratitude to me, like, wow, you've actually not only told me that the tree doesn't need to be removed, but we have alternative options to try to preserve it and save the life of the tree.
Yeah.
And what I can do as a homeowner that won't cost me any money to try and maintain this property.
Yeah.
So, it's not always about let's go, let's cut the tree down because that's what I love to do.
Right.
You know,
I just that chainsaw.
Yeah. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm hungry for it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love climbing trees. I love swinging around. You know, I love running a bucket and being up in the air, and you know, there's really nothing like it. And I appreciate every day that I get to do it. You know, to be physically willing and able to go up in a tree every day and have the skills and the knowledge to do it as safe as I possibly can while being efficient in the process, you know. And I love being able to educate homeowners. I love that. And you can just see that they appreciate it more than anything.
Well, I imagine. I mean, like you said, because to me, even I thought like, okay, tree service, you just come in, you chop down the tree, and you know, do it safely, take down, you know, whatever,
chip it,
and get rid of the stumps and all that kind of stuff. But the fact that you also, it's a service because you also give them options.
Right.
Doesn't have to come down. Maybe we could just trim back this and, you know, kind of prune it every year and, you know, keep it safe and keep it, you know.
Well, that's the thing where the tree care comes into play. You know, it's the process of watching the property evolve, and a lot of people say, well, can you come out? I have a tree I need you to look at. And I offer free property evaluations. It's not just a free estimate on one specific item. I'd love to come to your house and see exactly what you have going on with the entire place.
Yeah,
and
nice.
Come up with a game plan. And it's no different than my business. If my business is going to be around for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years, I'd love to keep these clients forever. Yeah. When you cut the tree down, you're losing a client.
You're done.
That's it. There's no more tree. So,
that's true. You're on to the next one.
Yeah, and in a sense, that's a business mentality. You know, you want to keep somebody on a hook, and that's how you keep a business growing. It's no different than the TikTok stars nowadays. They come out with a new dance and a new song every week. Yeah. And there's a new trending soundbite out there all the time, and they're keeping people hooked. They're keeping them on the loop, keeping them going, and you know, and people love it. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, they're always looking for the next thing, and
you get the people that are straight to the point. I just want you to cut it down. And then you have, you know, the people that want this big fancy show. Oh, I want the crane here, and I want the biggest chipper you got, and I don't care what it costs, get it done. And they love seeing the show and the production of it. Which is cool.
Yeah, it is. I've seen it. It's cool. You know, it's interesting. I take pictures.
Don't knock the little guy. That little guy that can get up there and swing around in the tree and do all the real technical pruning that goes unnoticed is a dime a dozen almost. It's like there's not a lot of guys left out there like that. So
because there is a science to it, like you said.
Sure.
You know, you have to figure out how to manipulate yourself and the branches and what to cut down next. And
there's a lot of work positioning involved in it for sure. Technical rigging and knowledge of rope management and stuff like that comes into a lot of play. So
absolutely.
But it's been a good run so far.
Good.
Been really enjoying it.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like, it sounds like your heart is in it. You want to do it for the right reasons and, help the people as best you can. And that's always going to be rewarded because that's something that we don't see all that often.
No, it's hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's sad, but true. So, so we talked about like Glenville a little bit or Scotia, like any neighborhood kinds of things in that area that you like to see or would like to visit more?
Well, recently we seen the carnival was in town. That was always a good time. Yeah. Go hang out with the carnies and get a little weird and, eat some funnel cake and do stuff like that. We did, when we moved here, we noticed this is a very community-based environment and space to live in. We have the park down the road that has all the softball games all the time. Mohanson is right down the road. Jumping Jacks does the fireworks every year, which thankfully they're actually going to do.
Yeah, I know. They were it was a little bit
on the fence on that one.
But no, now they're back.
We love going out. We love having a good time, and we love putting ourselves out there to be involved and meeting people. And we've been here just about a year. In July will be a year that we've lived here, and trying to take one step at a time when we have time to get out and move around a little bit, get to know some people.
Well, I was going to say, especially when you're new to the area, you kind of get, see the different areas and see where you want to kind of spend your time and try a little bit here, a little bit there.
Yep,
exactly. Kind of move around. Like you said, meeting more people, getting your name out there.
Well, there's so much to do in this
advertising.
area. We're so close to the thruway, and you have Albany, you have Troy, you know, you've got Grafton, you've got Fort Hunter, you've got Altamont. You know, East Bern has Thatcher and the Cliffs. I mean, we're in a hub, which could be. I mean, I see this being an area for any business that truly puts their heart and soul into running their business correctly in this area will be successful.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt about that. And the proof is here, and you just have to get out and be immersed in it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. There's something for everybody, which is what makes our area so popular.
That's it. Yeah. For sure.
Great. Anything else you want anybody to know about you or your business?
Call us. Always happy to climb your trees, and always happy to educate people. And you know, that's the best part about it. You can trust us because we're honest. So
nice.
That's about it.
Perfect. All right. Well, I am with Jermy Sporbeck from Trail Based Tree Service, and I am Tina VanDerwerker from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services.
Thank you, guys.